Agentforce was kind of the overarching topic of the whole week. It started first thing with Mark Benioff and the
Yeah.
keynote, kicking it off, saying, "Hey, here's Agentforce, and here's what it is." Talked a lot about AI, about Atlas now. So some of it was a little bit of rebranding, I think, as
Yes.
well as evolution. Why don't you explain that to us?
Okay. Yeah. Well, basically, what you have now in Agentforce is all the Salesforce AI solution. This is something that is going to be cross-platform. So this is reaching from all the different clouds that you have in Salesforce. So this is not something that is just for one specific cloud. And what you're going to receive from here is this new agent. What is an agent from so we can start from there. These agents are these autonomous applications that we are creating. They are proactive and they design specialized tasks that we can configure here. And this can help both our own employees, but also our clients. And so they are based on the large language models. You can, of course, you have full flexibility for connecting to the specific model that you want to use. And the idea is that you can not only the employee or the customer can interact using this natural language model, but when you're configuring this is completely different to what you were expecting from other solutions that we had before. Like if you remember the chatbot that you have for the Service Cloud, in which you had to use everything that the configuration was very fixed and everything. In this case, you can just write down what is the different things that you want to input, and the solution will automatically consider from this natural language exactly what you are requesting. Okay. Um, for these agents, what you need to start for defining what is the role. The role is what is this agent for. So you need to define, well, this is going to work for that. Then you need to define the knowledge or data that is from where this agent will take the information and based on this is going to answer you. So this is very important, and that's why one of the highlights that we have during the Dreamforce was integration with Data Cloud.
Mhm.
But you can retrieve information from Salesforce itself or take information from outside. So it can also take unstructured data. So it's not that you need to have everything in Salesforce records and so on. Okay.
Yeah, so
Um,
what you're talking about here, though, I think is it's really, it's not a bot. It's
no,
the couple times I heard him talk about it being the third wave of Salesforce's AI. So how do they evolve AI, include natural language processing and data cloud to kind of be the cross section of these three things that they had been dealing with or developing previously?
Yeah, and it's something that is more advanced to the previous solution. If you remember, there was something called Einstein Copilot,
Mhm.
and this is far-reaching to what it was before. So yes, we are using these large language models and before. So it's working with this is very similar to working with ChatGPT, in which you can write directly your request, and this is going to be processing directly there. You don't need to like in the previous chatbots in which you need to define all the tree of the different options and everything like that. This is something that will be taken automatically and it will have full flexibility of making very complex actions. And so this could be connected to flows, different prompts that you have already defined, or even Apex classes. So I would say that this is a complete change from the mindset of what was before the way of interacting. And we can include these agents inside our own flows or even our own Apex classes too. So that's another thing. So you can even use this for common actions that you have inside your own company.
Can you give us an example of, what if, how could you do this type of thing?
Yeah, well, basically what you need to do is you need to activate these Einstein features. first, and then you need to create these agents. For the agents, you're going to have some templates that will be pre-filled for everything that you want to work with. For example, this will be for Service Cloud, it will be for assisting you on the sales process, etc. Or you can directly create one that is from scratch. In this case, you're going to define the topics. These topics are the big things that the different um, actions and different things that you're going to receive from as an input for this agent, and you can define exactly what is the scope, and you can restrict and everything. So it's not going to be completely open to do whatever actions that you want in your org. And automatically, by taking these topics, you can then define in natural language. Okay, so it's like I would say, I want that this is going to work for retrieving the information of this client. So showing the information for the client, and automatically this agent will uh, create in the background all the things for how to do it. For example, to create a query and everything like that. You're not going to even need to see that, and then you can put this as, for example, directly the chat in your own page, and automatically the customer can ask for some information about themselves, and they're going to be retrieved. Okay,
Yeah.
so it's a
And this
good,
is all layered over data cloud. It's
yes,
all leveraging the Einstein trust layer from a security and protect the
yes.
client standpoint on top of it being something that's, theoretically, much easier to program and configure, and certainly a lot more capable as far as interactions with
Yeah,
other existing Salesforce components. Yeah, go ahead.
and moreover, you can even restrict even more than what you have for the general policies which you are defining at the trust layer. You can say, well, this is going to retrieve all information for, this agent will work only with that specific part of the data of the user. So you
Sure.
cannot send, for example, payment information to the user using this agent. And that's something that then it will be understood by this agent directly.
Yeah,
So
I would encourage people, if this is interesting to you, go online and watch some of the demos that they did. It was impressive to see how they, as one example, they took for Saks Fifth Avenue and automated what used to be an automated attendant to basically use AI to do the entire customer experience in a way that was very natural, and easy to. It didn't feel like you were talking with AI. You weren't waiting and pressing one. It was just all natural language back and forth, dealing with in that example a return in exchange for a new size of product. But yeah, so anything else, Manuel, to touch on this one before Ninan or anybody else has thoughts?
well, I think that we have been all very impressed with this, and I think that my colleagues will be very interested in talking about that. But I think that we can take them there. What I can say is this is going to change many of the things that we are currently working, and I think that we need to consider how we are going to manage all the different automations that we have
Sure.
here. Because I think that this will have an impact as big as when we started working with flows, I guess.
That's a great parallel to draw. Ninan, you wanted to say something a minute ago. What are you thinking here?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Can you listen to me because I changed my mic?
Yep, sound good.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, that's great. So yeah, I guess that when we talk about the agent or the agent force, for it's quite complicated, right? Because you think, oh my goodness, this is AI. I'm not sure what is happening here. I need to do my homework and research a lot. I guess that there are a lot of things that we need to separate, right? One thing would be the agent that basically was mentioned by Manuel. And the agent is, as it was explained, an agent that will help us to perform a specific task and in the more natural and friendly possible way that we can desire, right? And then what else? Another thing that I think that it's important, I would say that okay, hold on, sorry, I'm
No problem.
Just a second.
No, we can hear you. It's going in and out more when you move and when you turn your head away. So if you can, right there is probably good.
Okay, so basically what I was saying is that the agent is one thing. The second thing that it's important also to consider is that we are talking about also the AI that we have, that it's going to make possible to automate repetitive tasks. We did that in the past with other features in Salesforce, right? But now based on AI, basically, for example, case resolution, it's a potential candidate to apply to a couple of clients that I'm working with because they won't do anything. Basically, we are going to, based on our Agentforce, we are going to handle repetitive cases like, I don't know, resetting passwords, tracking shipments, that type of things that are quite basic, right? And for those type of things, you don't need to interact a lot with an agent because it could be solved instantly. So the efficiency in time, it's going to be visible for the user. Another thing that is quite complicated from the service perspective, I would say, because now the more improvements that we can perceive on the AI part and the Agentforce is on the service side, is the omni-channel support, right? Because we had a lot of channels and it was complicated to manage. So I guess that's another good thing that we need to consider. And something that we didn't have that much, or at least I haven't explored with any client yet, it's that way of analyzing the sentiment from our client. So now, based on AI, it's going to be easier for the agents to reach out based on the feelings, the mood that basically the clients are approaching to the agents, because that basically it's going to be detected by the AI. So they will know if the client is disappointed, is frustrated, and you can provide a better response according to that. And of course, the response is going to be more empathetic, more accurate, and you will save time. At the end, everything is for saving time.
Yeah, it was impressive. So Vivi, before we jump on to talking about Data Cloud, did you have anything you wanted to add?
There was just one thought. I remember one saying or one slide there, maybe during the keynote session, that said, if you can describe it, Agentforce can do it. So I think that that's a good one, right?
A great one, yeah.
So, and I think that this goes in alignment with what you both just mentioned. It's the power of, combining LLMs and we are able now to create all these instructions and all these prompts. We are using natural language. So if you can describe it, Agentforce can do it. So I like that. I have this as a takeaway. And one other thing that I believe that it's worth mentioning is that they announced that they already have, like, generally available now in October. They are going to have all these, it's 100+ industry prompts for Agentforce. So they're out of the box agents. I think that the number was around like 100+, right, guys?
Yeah.
And this is for all, the most diverse industries. I even saw some for nonprofit there. So this is, I think that it's worth mentioning that this is coming out of the box.
Yeah, it's really going everywhere.
In October.
Yeah, and something that you highlighted very important is we are going to have the release of this Agentforce. It will be in 2 stages. We have the first one next month in October, and there are some advanced features that are going to be on February next year. So thank you for mentioning that, Vivian.
Yeah, it's definitely moving quickly. It was interesting when we were on the floor talking with sales engineers. They were even saying this is changing so fast they don't even know what to call something. Sometimes it was kind of funny. So it's new. It is bleeding edge to some degree, but they're working with some really large brands like Saks that I mentioned a minute